Hello viewers and welcome to a brand new episode of Trashtalk on Heavy Gear 4th edition, a series where I talk about the various gears and vehicles you can pilot and drive around in the Heavy Gear universe. In this episode, I will be talking about the Eden Golems. Eden was described as the most beautiful world humanity has ever discovered. It was made even more so by the Eden Corporation by introducing genetically modified plants and animals to make it more suitable to human life. Living on Eden was such an easy life that colonists found the situation to be easily self-sustainable, and when Earth closed down the network, they barely felt its effect, more so due to the sheer distance between Eden and Earth. With life on Eden comfortable, its people have more time and energy for science and space exploration. They soon created vast automated space infrastructure and a space fleet that rivals even Earth's one. But of course, we all know this is when hubris level is its highest and something bad will happen. It did, when a failed experiment involved a third-generation gate drive resulted in a massive explosion of gravitational force, sending tens of thousands of asteroids wildly off course, and the inner planets, including Eden, experienced a deluge of impact, 6 of which were dinosaur killer class, wiping out 90% of the population. Eden was a paradise no more. In these apocalyptic times, families banded together to survive, forming the so-called noble houses, the closest thing there is to nation on Eden. 12 consortiums also came up to operate as independent entities, acting as a sort of international corporations that sometimes engage in privateer activities or serve as an extension of a kingdom's military. These kingdoms and consortiums sometimes came to conflict with each other, though Edenites tend to promote compromise and peace, that is, until the Ceph arrived. Their arrival brought in two things. First, they triggered another Tannhausen accident, sending waves of asteroids everywhere. This luckily only killed off 10% of Edenite this time and caused a global supply emergency. Second, the Ceph invaded, and with the noble houses busy dealing with both the invasions and global emergency at once, they couldn't handle both, and soon capitulated. The Ceph quickly forced the planet to vomit out a dispatch of military force, whether to Terra Nova or elsewhere. With their low industrial capacity and population, all hopes of resistance seem lost, but that's not true. Within the orbits of the system, were the remnant of the vast autofac infrastructure that once built the pride of Eden. These were slowly and secretly being refurbished, and with the aid of their newfound allies, the Edenites might just have a chance to be independent once again. So, the Ceph has all the lasers and hover tanks, the Caprice can climb everywhere, the Utopia has all the drones. What does Eden have? They are completely insane. In a game where everyone pilot shitbox mini-mech that has a high chance of getting destroyed as soon as they poke their head out at the wrong place, Edenites decided that melee is the best option for any situation. This predictably lead them to have the highest casualty rate among all Ceph vassal forces. This is also probably because they decided to bring unarmored cavalry to modern battlefield. I don't care how cool Dragon's cavalry are, they are not standing up against 25mm autocannons. Eden is also so low tech compared to the other invasion factions that they actually got a bonus to go with. This is not on this page, but at character creation, page 59, Edenites basically get access to special Edenite lance because chivalry or something. It's just like the normal lance but with +2 to brawler trait, which is very good. Add in the fact that lance has more reach than most melee, high damage and high AP, and you got one hell of a big stick. Problem is, the lance takes 2 slots to mount, which for most Eden Golems means you can't replace your standard melee weapon with it because they are too small, and you must switch it with your main weapon for glorious melee combat. Anyway, let's go down the priority list, starting with level 1, which can get you Constable and Druid. Constable is basically Eden version of the Utopian apes, same technological lineage, but less refined in a sense. Don't let any Edenite hear that though, it is in fact, practically the same thing as the Utopian ape. Same speed, armor, weapons, jetpack, no wheel, just lacking the Utopian drone controller and then some. The only difference here is one to address the other need Eden requires. This thing can be turned into an underwater suit. Because Eden is a planet with an even higher water surface percentage than Earth, they gonna need a lot more underwater suit for that. The Druid is an engineering golem for Eden, and this time, unlike the rest of the Invader faction, it actually got an art. Like most engineering unit, the Druid can repair severe damage on field, and unlike most of the Invader engineering unit, the Druid can beat the crap out of people at close range. It has Brawler 1, a torch represented by a light combat weapon with Fire 2 that can deal a significant damage, shaped explosive to blow up building, and is armed with many painful close-range firearm, like a heavy pistol that can deal 8 damage minimum, medium bazooka, flamer, or a rocket pack. The Druid might be here to fix things, and it can also bring the pain if it needed to be. Most interesting of all, is that it can also be made submersible. This thing is also designed to repair things underwater, something Edenites will find very useful. Onward to level 2, you get Man at Arms. Man at Arms is just the heavier version of the Constable, like the support apes basically. Unlike the support apes, Man at Arms has more armor too, making them much tougher, but in terms of firepower, they are about the same, still an upgrade over the Constable in most situations. Next up on level 3, you get the Centaur, one of the more unique golem here, as this thing is a pure hover unit that can skim over water surface. It's fast, decently armored, and packs a punch with medium autocannon and shoulder-mounted light grenade launcher. You will see this a lot, as Eden prefers shoulder grenade launcher more than rocket pack for some reasons. Also, a tiny light vibroblade, further aided by this unit having Brawler 1 so it can swing it good. Armament can be switched out for most medium class weapon. The knife can be switched out for a medium lance with Brawler 1, which you can further upgrade to 2 as a player character, and there's a commander upgrade with, just calm apparently, definitely missing a word there. One thing to note here is that this design to the Eden is inexpensive and they mass produce these things everywhere. Eden might have lost technology for a number of things, but the things they kept, they have definitely continued to improve them. Moving to level 4, you can get the Doppel and Griffin. The Doppel is the Edenite equivalent of Black Mamba or Jaguar, good walking speed but still no wheel, jetpack to jump over obstacle, 7 armor, and has +1 to both gunner and piloting stats, giving this thing a high performance. For its armament it has a rather light rotary cannon, a medium vibroblade with extended reach, and a shoulder armament that can be either medium grenade launcher, rocket pack, or light anti-tank missile. Its main handheld is honestly rather light in damage, the whole design seems to want the user to get close and cut people with its blade as it has Brawler 1 and also a shield to defend against both melee and ranged attack. You can switch it out for an even bigger stick with longer reach as well as +1 to Brawler trait, making this thing a melee monster, or convert the Golem for underwater operation, or give it Comm Suite and ECCM Suite for better communication and e-warfare defense. It's really good at a lot of things. The Griffin is going to be a very weird thing. For one, this thing doesn't just have an extremely high walking and hover speed, but also its VTOL. This thing can fly fast, it has 7 armor, +1 piloting with early warning to dodge attack, and has a couple interesting choice of weapons, a pair of linked light grenade launchers, arm-mounted medium anti-air cannon, and a pair of medium claws for hands, which with Brawler 1, will be quite dangerous. Its second variant switched out the linked grenade launcher for e-warfare equipment along with recon sensor and satellite uplink, making this thing a very capable e-warfare platform and commander ride too. This thing might be more lower tech than the Utopian Commando in a lot of ways, but this doesn't make it any less dangerous in flanking its opponents with haste and pummel them with its claws or grenade rounds. Also, I just want to add that the game specifically said that VTOL unit cannot be the target of melee attack when flying basically anywhere far above the ground, but I also want to say, there should be exception to this rule. At priority level 5, you can get the Warlock, aka, the only reason why Ceph conquer Eden 4, the Warlock is nothing special, average speed, armor, with +1 in piloting and e-warfare, also jetpack again. It's its electronic that makes it special because it is ridiculous. 2 of its variants has target designator paired with elite sensor, one has ECM and ECCM suite with elite sensor too, and the base variant has a recon sensor but with advanced ECM, making it quite hard to be hit, and best of all, it's very affordable despite all its advanced electronic. Not an important aspect to the players, but definitely, very important to the Ceph with crappy e-warfare units and strained logistic. This thing is a fantastic e-warfare golem, and while its armament is kinda crappy, unlike most e-warfare specialist, this thing can actually shoot, and its melee weapon is an interesting one because it's a light combat weapon that can induce haywire effect on target if it hits. Even the Eden e-warfare specialist wants to punch people. Also, this thing can remove its jetpack for amphibious and submersible trait, so this thing can even move on water surface or dive below it if needed. Honestly, Eden units just sound like nightmare to the south. They might be better at underwater operation than them. Skipping straight to level 7, you can get the Animus. The Animus is a heavy mech, slow but thick with 8 armor, still has jetpack so this thing can totally haul ass, and its armament is heavy too, having a big heavy vibroblade with extended reach and Brawler 1, medium guided mortar with quick response system to use it well, and a variety of heavy handheld, like heavy autocannon, bazooka, frag cannon, or even just wield 2 heavy autocannons at once, which is crazy. It also has an comms upgrade option for commander. It is a fitting ride for a commander after all. Finally, at level 9, you can get the Gargoyle. This thing is honestly, not a gear type unit anymore, it weighs 27 tons, this thing is a full-on strider, it's even said so in its description, but anyway, to confirm your fear, yes, this 27 tons monster that can move at speed of 8, walking or hover, and comes with 9 armor, can in fact fly. Eden, here to bring chivalry to even the sky. Some people really just told some Edenite merchants that Griffin is not scary enough and they just goes bet. The gargoyle is a terrifying machine, but compared to machine of similar weight, it is somewhat light on armament, mostly due to the mass needed for the VTOL wing. It merely only has 4 weapons, a gigantic apex heavy vibroblade that's only slightly smaller than that on the Peace River Cataphract, a heavy field mortar for indirect bombardment, linked medium rocket pack with flak payload to shoot down other flying objects, and 3 choices of super heavy handheld, an apex flak heavy rotary cannon to burst things down, medium field gun to blow up vehicles or many things at once, and a goddamn medium tank cannon to duel with main battle tanks. The field mortar can also be switched out for guided mortar for better accuracy, and to swing its giant sword better, it has Brawler 1, and also a buckler, to parry melee blows, in case it needs that. One could basically say that aside from trying to melee everything, Eden is also good at making things fly, mostly to melee flying things. When they do put these expertises in actual useful things, they do make some pretty good vehicles, both the Saker and Serpentina, their IFV/APCs, and main battle tanks, are both hover capable and honestly gives the Ceph a turn for their money when they do face in battle. Edenites have also created flying naval vessels because 90% of the planet's surface is water, and one of these flying boats they have deployed to Terra Nova, which again, will only be featured in a still in development future supplement, is called the Baroness, a 200 tons patrol boats covered in anti-air guns and have massive gun turrets, rockets, and missiles to deal with anything coming its way. It also features powerful e-warfare capability, ability to transport a platoon of Marines, and is an actual boat. People stay on this thing on months-long patrol, there's rules and everything on what the rooms in the ship is like. Again, everything is still in development here. Honestly, the Baroness is the smartest of all super heavy design here. The Overlord and Gilgamesh are powerful force multipliers, but they kinda can't run away when things go really bad. The Baroness can, it can fly. Good luck chasing a flying boat, and remember that you get penalty trying to shoot a flying unit. While the Edenites have lost many things, they definitely have not lost the taste for riding in style. And that's basically it on Eden, the honor-starved chivalry-obsessed melee fanatics that will literally fly to you to honorably stab you. It has been fun talking about all these mini mechs that are a part of the common sight you will see on Terra Novan battlefield, and then some, like they are so small, the heads might be where the pilots' heads are, but with all current factions finished, I think it's time to move on to another book to talk about. I might revisit this TTRPG one day, but not today. Anyway, that's all for now, and I will see you all next time. Hello there, if you like this video, please subscribe and click that notification bell button. If you want to see the videos early as well as further support my channel, you can join in my Patreon page, or buy me some coffee, links in the description. Anyway, have a nice day.